Hello. Okay, welcome. Happy Monday. I hope you're doing well. My name is Jess, and I help adult professionals sing, write, and record their dream songs. And today's title is I haven't sung in years. How can I rebuild my voice as an adult? And adults are doing this every day in my community. Most of my clients are adult professionals in the height of their career. They've got corporate jobs, they're at colleges, they've got families. And what I know is that if you have a system, you can build confidence because competence equals confidence. And knowledge does not equal a great singer. Confidence is one of those things. Identity is the second thing. You've got to actually put yourself in the environment to become the singer that you want to be, to actually adopt that identity. Now you've got to also take action on those things as well. Hi, Care Bear, welcome. Uh, welcome, and Lee Javid. I think I said that right. Good to see you. So, we're here to talk about how can you, as an adult professional, rebuild your voice, even if it's been years that you haven't sung, or you're just a beginner, or maybe you're a songwriter who wants to also have confidence in their voice. And we're going to talk about the art of pyramid as well, which includes songwriting. So, um, if you feel like I missed my chance, and hi, all right, I see you're high. This is for you. So, because I believe that before you even write your dream songs, you can master your voice. Or if you're writing songs but want to master your voice, you can do that. All right, I want to start off with something really important. Most adults do not lose their voice. Okay? What they lose is confidence, consistency, and connection to their voice. What's missing is an experience with their voice. Again, it's not knowledge. We have a knowledge epidemic. Everybody can get a free YouTube online. Everybody can get knowledge about the voice, about singing. You can get an exercise here and an exercise there and an online course there. And I do have online courses. Right now, actually, I have a special going on where you can get my online course for $27. It's usually $99. So if you want access to that, I can send you the link. It's open until tomorrow. If you sign up for my free workshop happening tomorrow. So that's I have online courses. I'm not knocking online courses. However, the thing is, if we just take in information all the time and we don't apply it, we don't personalize it to our voice, it's just going to be information. So, and I'm going to talk about 3 ways we can actually personalize this to you today. And so you're not just taking in information on another live. It's actually like we're going to be able to do something today about it. And tomorrow at 6 p.m. PST, I'm actually going to be working with some singers live. So comment sing if you want the link to that. But I get it. As adults, we have lives, we're busy, but that's why carving out time and actually having a program that carves out the time for you is so helpful and so key. And that's why I've created the programs that I have. Okay, so today we're going to be waking up what you maybe have put aside in your voice. And we're going to do a few exercises to be able to do that. So the first one is a deep breath. Now, a lot of people, they talk about breathing like it's the only thing necessary. Oh, just a second here. And I'm not going to say breathing is the answer to everything, okay? It is very important though. So I'm going to teach you how to take a deep breath. And there's a few ways that people do that. One of them that you can try is that you can put your hands on your rib cage right here. And you're going to just take a breath into the lower part of your rib cage, like down here. And on YouTube, I don't know if you can see as much. I'll scoot back a little bit. Got a better view on Instagram than we do on YouTube. So you're going to put your hands here at the bottom of your rib cage and take a quick breath. You're going to go like that. Now notice that my shoulders did not move. You're going to take a quick breath. So there it is. That is a good breath for singing. It also is a good breath for calming anxiety. It's also a good breath for relaxing the muscles around. A good breath is not just so that you can hold out long notes, although it's great for that. A good breath is so that the larynx will actually relax when you take it. So you'll notice if you take a high breath, you can feel the muscles here cramp up and all these different things happen. If you relax your shoulders, relax all the muscles there, and take a low breath, this in turn, this bump right here, it's called your larynx, it also relaxes and the muscles outside. Now, if you are someone who sings and you just have like so much tension in your throat and in your jaw and in your tongue, and it's probably, your larynx is probably going to hike up with it. But a nice deep breath will actually start retraining your body. So it's not about just knowing these things. You've got to apply it. So if you're watching the replay, make sure that you're applying this to your everyday life. Now, you can practice that actually, even if you're not singing. You can just take a deep breath. Now, another way you could do it is you can put your hand on your belly button and breathe into the belly button. I like the rib cage because what will happen with the belly button is that you may just breathe into the tummy. What I like to do for a good deep breath is almost breathe into the back. Like you can even think my back is expanding. And that's why I really like the bottom of the rib cage. So that is how we take a good deep breath. Now, if you want to actually work on your singing with me for free, I'm having a free workshop tomorrow where I'm actually going to be breaking these things down for singers in real time. We're going to have volunteers volunteering to sing. So you can put sing in the chat and then I'll get you the link to that. It's a completely free workshop. It's about 1.5 to 2 hours. And we're going to break everything down. If I lost my ability to sing completely, that's what I would do, is I would come to this workshop and I would do the 3 steps that I'm about to teach at the workshop. Now, the first step that I teach in the workshop is all technique, and breathing is a part of technique, but I can't really demonstrate all the problems of technique has to offer. So my exercise for you that has to do with technique today is definitely the low breath. And I hesitate to give you a random exercise online. And I'll tell you why. Everybody has a different tendency. Some people sing a little bit more airy. Some people sing a little bit less less airy, but too yelly, like they tense up. And different exercises help your technique get closer to balance depending on what your problem is. So that's really why that's why I do the workshop, so I can assess your voice so that I can really give you what works. So I don't want to give you a random exercise online, but I can give you some scales that help train your ear. And a lot of the time people come to me, they're like, well, I'm not confident, or like when they try to match pitch, when they try to sing, they go, like they're really hesitant. Hey, Bassie. Hey, Claudia. Giving you a wave. They're really hesitant when they sing. So I'm going to give you an exercise to address that. And it's the first, and we're going to mix in some ear training as well. So it's first 5 notes of a scale. And it is kind of like a weird, crazy thing. Bonjour, bonjour. So we're talking about if you feel like you sing like a little hesitant, right? So you're just going to stick your tongue out. This is great if you're tense as well, because it can kind of get you out of like your tongue tensing up. But you're going to stick your tongue out, and you're going to go, That does a few things. It releases the tongue so you don't have any tongue tension. You just stick it out all the way. A lot of people have so much tongue tension they can't even stick their tongue out all the way. Try it. Can you stick your tongue out all the way? Right? Um, so that's the first thing it does. The second thing it does is opens your mouth. A lot of people don't like open their mouth enough when they sing, and so they end up singing like this. And this kind of forces you to open and make room. Think of your mouth as like a cave, and the sound echoes off the walls. Well, if the cave is really small, there's not going to be a lot of echo. There's not going to be a lot of resonance. So you can think of your mouth as a cave. The more room there is to echo and have resonance, usually the better. Now you can overdo this. You can be like, ugh, and like you're not going to sound very good. And it's too wide. It's too much tension. But there's usually, if you overcorrect a little bit, if you have a tendency to close down and you overcorrect a little bit, you're going to be okay. So that is the first exercise that I'll share. Now, again, if you want to break this down personally, you may or may not need this exercise. Definitely come and sing, and you can come to my free workshop tomorrow at 6 p.m. So I'm having about a workshop maybe once a month now. So we won't have another one for a while. So definitely come and sing if you want to come to that. So sticking your tongue out. Now, these are the first 5 notes of a scale called the major scale. And if you go up a half step, you can go to the next group of keys, next group of notes in the next key. Okay. Now let's talk about someone who maybe closes down. You may, or sorry, who is too tense. We just talked about someone who closes down and closes down their mouth. Now, if you have a lot of tension in your voice, you may want to do a different kind of exercise. Ooh, something like ooh, ooh. You'll see that also creates kind of like a resonance, a kind of opening. Ooh, because you can see the lips are rounded. Ooh, but it's for someone who maybe struggles with yelling. Usually, if someone is very yelly when they sing, they need to do less. So if someone struggles with closing down and being really quiet, they need to do more. If someone struggles with tension or like yelling, they usually need to do less. So like ooh, or goo 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 goo. That's a great exercise for that. Now that's all I'm going to talk about when it comes to technique, because again, I have an online course. It's on sale right now. If you want access to it, sign up for the free workshop. You'll have access to it. But in a way, I love the personalization of everything. You know, it's not just information, it's an experience. Singing is an experience in your body, in your soul. I have a client who is a piano major, and we were just talking about how on the piano, you don't have to express emotionally, right? It's just about hitting the right notes and like getting everything right. So as she's learning to sing, we're really focusing on her getting into her body and expressing in different ways, because technically she sings perfectly. She sings right on pitch. But how do you access the emotion and the style behind whatever song you're singing? It could be your own song. It could be someone else's song. And that comes from experience of life. That comes from pain. That comes from just experiencing all the colors of every emotion and expressing it through your voice. Now, I have a way of doing this, and it's really about analyzing. I've had that issue of just singing perfectly. Yeah, just like singing like the right notes. Yeah, and the biggest thing that I think a lot of singers don't realize is that one of the best ways to access your voice, of the style of your voice, the emotion behind your voice, is to actually become a better listener. Now, in voice lessons, we think, okay, I'm going to be singing the whole time. I'm going to be exercising. I'm going to be, getting my endurance up and all that stuff. And that stuff is great for technique. But when it comes to style, it's about listening to the singers that emote the way that you want to. Because think about it, um, if you've never been taught how to sing this way, or you've never like you didn't grow up with a family who played and sang music all the time. Like if you didn't have that experience, you are blessed because we live in an age of the internet. And so even if you didn't grow up with Aretha Franklin, you can actually get to know Aretha Franklin on YouTube like as much as you want, right? Now, that could go for any artist, any singer. You can get to know any artist online right now, and we are so blessed that we live in that day and age. Again, curses and blessings when it comes to information overload, but for the most part, if you use it well, YouTube and technology is an amazing gift. Now, that being said, how do you analyze a song or a artist that you want to emote like? You want to have that kind of style. You want to have that kind of emotion when you sing. Well, first of all, you got to identify them. I do this exercise all the time in my free workshops. Um, Again, one's coming up tomorrow, so if you want the link, comment sing. But I ask people, who are the artists and the songs that speak the most to you emotionally, and people freeze up. They're like, so many. I love all music. I love, and that's the problem. You haven't done the work to truly become a scientist, so to speak, and analyze, why do you love this singer so much, and do you even have a favorite? Like, I think most musicians are just nerds. I mean, uh, I talked to all my coaches. I was just talking to Monique. We had an amazing style listening session on Saturday. Actually, it's not just me who teaches vocal style. I have another coach who does that and specializes in that. Definitely follow Monique B. Thomas if you can. But this I mean, what we did was we analyzed songs for an hour and a half, and we didn't get through all the songs because we had such rich discussion in our group about why Whitney. I'll tell you, one of the songs was Whitney. Why Whitney's vocal quality was so amazing, and why the rhythm was this, and the pronunciation led to this, and if you've never had these types of discussions, this is my point. If you've never had these types of discussions, um, you probably don't know your vocal style. If you're not able to converse at this level, and if you haven't put yourself in rooms where people are having these discussions, you probably haven't analyzed it to the most. So that being said, get in communities where you can be challenged and your ear can be challenged. And because listening to good music is actually the best way to become one of the best ways to actually become a great singer. And honestly, I think it's neglected in voice lessons so much. And I can say that as a voice teacher. So, that being said, your style and tone, make sure that you, number one, know what type of artists that you love listening to, and start analyzing, why is how they sang that so powerful? The dynamics, the loudness or the softness of how they sang that phrase. Why does it give you chills? Why does it actually move you? Like, what is it about it? And then try it in your own voice, right? So I did a little a fun singing in my kitchen video recently, but it was a Whitney song. But at the beginning of that song, she goes, "If I," she kind of whispers it, right? "Should stay, I would only be your way," right? So the way that she goes in and out of volume, really makes an impact. So I'm going to leave it there for technique, for as far as style. We talked about a little bit about technique and some ways that you can experience that. We talked a little bit about how you can analyze style. Again, tomorrow at 6 p.m. PST, I am going to be breaking all of this down in the 3 steps that I see singers struggle with becoming the singers that they want to be, especially for adults who are picking this up after years, or you just want to become a singer. Maybe you're a karaoke singer. Maybe you're a singer-songwriter and you're like, I just never have actually put in the time to really master this. Like I am a master of other instruments. Maybe you're good at guitar, maybe you're good at songwriting, but you're like, I've never actually just put the time in to become a vocal master. And I think a vocal master really knows their technique, is good with their ear, and has their style down, and they know how to talk about these things and have analysis conversations with other musicians. And so if you're someone who wants to explore those things, definitely comment sing for the free workshop coming up tomorrow at 6 p.m. Or if you want to apply to work with myself and our team, we have 5 other coaches that are on my team who run the gamut of production, vocal style, songwriting, and branding, crowdfunding as well. And so we have the gamut of how we support people in their artistry journey. We ascend what I call the artist pyramid, which is sing, write, accompany, and share. And if you're someone who has always wanted to be in the rooms with people who are analyzing songs like that and nerd out with us, or if you're someone who's like, I'm just kind of at the beginning and I want to become a singer, like I just want to take my first step, definitely hit apply in the chat. Go ahead and put apply in the chat, and I'll get you the link to apply with work with myself and my team. And I'll send you in the best direction for you. I don't know. I think there's different fits for different people. Like crowdfunding might be a better fit for you right now than the community, or the community might be a better fit. So if you really want a personalized conversation, definitely hit a comment apply, and I'll send you that. If you want to come to the free workshop tomorrow, go ahead and comment sing, and I will send that to you as well. Thank you for joining me on this live today. Your homework is to practice those nice deep breaths, and really, if you can't make the workshop tomorrow, you may want to consider going through one of my courses and just getting started with something that's simple. So if you want access to that, it's open. There's a discount until tomorrow at 6 p.m. until the workshop. So comment course, and I'll just send you the course. But for now, thank you for being here, and I will see you guys if you're coming to tomorrow, or at the next Monday Live. I do these Monday Lives at 3:30 PST. So be looking out for the next one.